Inwood is just a great neighborhood.
It's like a little town in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico with parks to hang out, restaurants to go and eat.
I really love the dichotomy between parks and forests and water and the charming grit of New York City. Geographically, Inwood is quite beautiful, with lots and lots of water views. The East River, the Harlem River Shipping Canal, and of course the Hudson River. We have over 200 acres of parks.
The smaller park is Isham Park, which some of the neighborhood people call Circle Park. And then we have Inwood Hill Park, which is original growth forest. There's a rock there that is the site where supposedly Manhattan was bought from the Native Americans.
You get these views of the Henry Hudson Bridge, and there are baseball fields.
Hey. From this part of Inwood, you've got the A train and the 1 train. You've got access to express buses that go down the east side as well as the west side. And it's about an 8-minute walk to the Metro North station at Marble Hill.
You know, it's far, but not as far as you think. Another advantage is because we're at the northern tip of Manhattan, if you want to get away for the weekend, you get out really quickly.
Where we're sitting now, 400 or 500 years ago, was a seasonal Native American fishing village.
It was Dutch when it was settled, and then it was very Irish neighborhood. And then in the 70s, it started changing, and a lot of the Irish immigrants left, and a lot of Dominicans moved in.
My wife and I moved here in December of 1981. It was then a dangerous neighborhood. And then little by little, the neighborhood began to change.
You know, you've got the whole Dyckman Renaissance.
Dyckman Street is now a huge hub of restaurants. But you can see the Dominican influence everywhere, really.
The farmers market was not a thing when we first moved in. The first weekend they came, they sold out all of their goods in like 2 hours. And so now that market is year-round.
I think the challenge here, there's a bit of a dividing line along Broadway.
West of Broadway, you're going to have more home ownership, you're going to have stable housing stock, and then on the east side of Broadway, you'll find that there are far more renters. You'll also find that there's an ethnic division. The largely Dominican and Dominican-American population lives east of Broadway.
If you live west of Broadway, you're zoned for slightly better schools, and it's terrible. I hate that part of it.
Public education was always a difficulty. We had the worst scores for decades. It's beginning to change a bit, but that's a challenge that the neighborhood and the neighbors have had to face for a very long time.
I think that the neighborhood is still affordable.
In the early 90s, I was attracted to the neighborhood because the apartments were not chopped up into smaller apartments, because real estate didn't go sky high rapidly like it did in other parts of the city. Many of the apartments have very high ceilings, they have sunken living rooms, they're just very comfortable.
We kind of joke up here that we're just this side of cool. Like there are all these trendy neighborhoods and we feel like we're almost there, and then for some reason something doesn't quite push us over the edge, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I think it's keeping things still more affordable and keeping that sense of community.
We wanted to be in a place where we could meet different people and have different experiences, taste different wines, eat different foods, and be part of different cultures. You know, and so that's why, you know, at least me and my husband, we really want to stay here as long as we can.